Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm owning in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. I want to chase the crust and I take the lead. Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end to sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm owning your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Keep it up, keep trying, but you'll be stuck with Daddy for life. I'm Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh man, this is for all you fine people that got here early and all you people that are going to have to go back and replay this. This is one of the new tracks I'm working on. Hope you like it.
Oh my God, this is a public service message.
We innocent, we're broke, we're saints in the trenches. I don't owe money, I don't owe a dime. You must be blind cause my record's fine, but the phone keeps ringing, collectors don't sleep. Misquoted gospel promises cheap. I'm helping drug addicts, that's my ministry, but the sermon reeks of hypocrisy. Sober halo stacked on a mountain of lies. Rehab queen with them bloodshot eyes. No cash, no plan, you can kiss my ass. Still screaming innocent every time you ask. No shame, no name, just blame then run. Preach a broke ass gospel of grifting. Everybody's going to jail, you'll see. Years keep passing, still just me. No chains, no bars, just the same old threat. A prophecy broke in the moment it said, I'm a good mother, don't you dare doubt. But the shield cracks quick when the truth leaks out. Pointing at shadows, fighting thin air. Swearing on ghosts that were never there. No cash, no plan, but I'm clean, I swear. Ask me again and I don't even care. No shame, no game, the blame weighs a ton. Singing broke ass gospel of grifting. I don't do drugs, I'm clean, I'm right, but the mask falls off when you cut on the light. I don't know nobody, my slate's brand new, but the numbers bleed red and the debt stack through. Every excuse, same script, same plea. Confession disguised as a victory. Marching in circles, talking in tongues, claiming the battle when the war's been won. No cash, no plan, yeah, I said kiss my ass. I'm forever innocent, tattooed on the past. No shame, no pride, just lies on the run. It's a broke ass gospel of grifting. I don't know money, I'm doing just fine. Don't check my books, don't question my deeds. Believe in the broke-ass gospel of overdraft sheets. Every story's just a hand-me-down tale, built out of pity and bound to fail. Enemies everywhere, daggers in the dark, but it's smoke on mirrors, no bite, no bark. Cries of betrayal, conspiracy stacked, but it's all one hustle on a one-way track. Every word's just a product, every tear's just a sale. Another busted sermon in a broke-ass tale. No cash, no plan, you can kiss it twice. Still the innocent queen of my own advice. No shame, no claim, just blame everyone. Got a broke-ass gospel of grifting. No cash, no plan, you can kiss my ass. I said I'm innocent, now don't ask me that. I don't owe nothing, I don't owe none. This broke-ass gospel is the only one.
Oh, and I got better versions of it. That was the worst version. Just so you guys know, that was the worst version of that song. Yeah. Oh, buddy, telling you, it's good. It's good tonight. It is good. How are you fine people doing tonight? Oh my, oh my. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're feeling fine, like Max Lab right there, throwing down the 5 gifted memberships. Oh yeah. And you know what time that means?
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh,
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, all over
yes,
again.
I'm telling you, love it. Welcome, newest members. Most definitely enjoy having you. Max Lab says, let's party. It is Thursday. That means you made it over the hump. Doesn't it feel good to be over that little bit of going, oh, I wish Wednesday would just end. Last night was such a blast with Rosalind that I've invited her on to come back if she wants to. She doesn't have to, because she got out of the bath for me. You know, she was just kicking back, had the candles lit, the smell of fresh aromatics swirling around her, and she even came on here and wasted time with me going over that that transcript. I'll save it for later. So if she ends up getting free, she can do so. Oh my God, did you see her stream today? The what did she call him? The Billboard Bandit. Oh my gosh. And is he bringing the receipts? Oh my Lord Almighty. If you haven't seen it, it is definitely one that you want to go check out. That is a pretty damn good one. Such a pretty helmet. Yes, it is a pretty helmet. Thank you, Living. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, hello. Dangerous Ways, DW. So long. I think it's been weeks. Yeah, that would involve the knee and hip. Yes. Going. You're with the parents and full to the tippy toppy head. Lots of food and going back home tomorrow. Well, excellent. Gained 10 pounds. Well, you got to be careful of that. You got to be careful of gaining the weight. That's never a good thing. All right. So there's been a lot of questions, because, we have to bring this stuff back to back to reality here, because apparently, the bone breaker crusher or something or other, he doesn't seem to understand. He doesn't understand what's going on. I mean, it's like he's confused. I mean, well, let's clear some of that shit up just today. We'll just clear a little bit of that up for you guys. So maybe Bone Break will understand what exactly this is accusations, not the shit that they want to throw out there. It's just like, oh, you need to let Raymond go. You need to let Raymond go. Why are you guys picking on an old man? Well, this is why. Raymond is a host of a YouTube channel called Ray Bone Crusher with a current YouTube subscription fan base of over 85,000 people. Now, Raymond conceals the location at all times while operating his YouTube channel since at least June of 2024, as he has made public videos stating that he is in the mix trying to tear Hales and Mr. Hales apart. On February 22nd, he made the following false statement about Hales. Mr. Hales, what have we said about Jeremy when Michelle and John were involved? What did Jeremy say? I want money to give me all your money. I can give it back to you. I want money. He does that every week. He goes out live and he gets his eyes going and he slobbers. Basically, you know, saying, hey, you know, we need to take down Jeremy. Well, Raymond recommends viewers to watch the YouTube channels of Torshadorf and the Flea and the Dodgy Robbie and Paint Chip. And well, hell, he's appeared online on other YouTube channels with these people, displaying their relationship as joint tortfeasors, co-conspirators for all the world to see as part of the anti-What the Hales media ecosystem, the malicious conspiracy to harm Hales. No, it wasn't like they were sitting there saying that he was doing anything outside of that. Oh, that's awesome. Called. All right, we'll have to do it. I need Welcome to the Shit Show again because your daughter just got called off for night shift. We'll have to do it. Well, how about this? How about we give you a twofer? We'll give you a little bit of a twofer. We'll give you not only the shit show, but we'll give you the second lineup in that song. We'll give you that second lineup in there, and that way everybody gets to hear it. Let me go ahead and remove that one and then share this real quick, and we'll hit. I will make sure I do this right. And go back here. All right. So not only you're going to get the shit show, but you're going to get that second song. Track number 2. Well, it's not really track number 2. It's just the second version because I'm trying to decide which one works the best because all of them are pretty good. These were the top 3 and the last one I showed you was the worst of them. The other 2, I don't know. I have high hopes for them, but you might think differently. But let's give you that little bit of welcome.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, bold, ass poppycock politics and fuckery. Yeah, all over again.
All right. Here it comes. Song number 2 on the list. Here we go.
God, this is a public service message. We're innocent, we're broke, we're saints in the trenches.
I don't know money, I don't know a dime. You must be blind, cause my record's fine, but the phone keeps ringing, collectors don't sleep. Misquoted gospel, promises cheap. I'm helping drug addicts, that's my ministry, but the sermon reeks of hypocrisy. Sober halo stacked on a mountain of lies. Rehab queen with them bloodshot eyes. No cash, no plane, you can kiss my ass. So screaming innocent every time you ask. No shame, no name, just blame and run. Preach a broke ass gospel of grifting. Everybody's going to jail, you'll see. Years keep passing, still just me. No chains, no bars, just the same old thread. A prophecy broke in the moment it said, I'm a good mother, don't you dare doubt. But the shield cracks quick when the truth leaks out. Pointing at shadows, fighting thin air. Swearing on ghosts that were never there. No cash, no plan, but I'm clean, I swear. Ask me again and I don't even care. No shame, no guilt. a ton, singing broke ass gospel of grifting. I don't do drugs, I'm clean, I'm right, but the mask falls off when you cut on the light. I don't owe nobody, my slate's brand new, but the numbers bleed red and the debt stack through. Every excuse, same script, same plea. Confession disguised as a victory. Marching in circles, talking in tongues, claiming the battle when the war's been won. No cash, no plan, I said kiss my ass. I'm forever innocent, tattooed on the past. No shame, no pride, just lies on the run. It's a broke ass gospel of grifting. I don't know money, I don't know a dime. I'm holy, I'm righteous, I'm doing just fine. Don't check my books, don't question my deeds. Believe in the broke ass gospel of overdraft sheets. Every story's just a hand-me-down tale, built out of pity and bound to fail. Enemies everywhere, daggers in the dark, but it's smoke on mirrors, no bite, no bark. Cries of betrayal, conspiracies stacked, but it's all one hustle on a one-way track. Every word's just a product, every tear's just a sale. Another busted sermon in a broke-ass tale. No cash, no plan, you can kiss it twice. Still the innocent queen of my own advice. No shame, no claim, just blame. Everyone got a broke-ass gospel of grifting. Is the only one.
That was the second one. That was the second one. Thank you very much. Maybe not bringing it out. Yeah. And I'll have one more for you guys probably towards the end. So we'll hold off on that one until then. Hey, how you doing, Tug Raiders? Welcome. Those who are coming over from Tug. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is always wonderful to have you here. Always. And we've got this right here. All right, let's get back to this document here. Now, this is, again, this is the amended complaint. So it talks about him being part of the ecosystem. In actuality, Raymond's process and strategy is nothing more than a scheme to enrich Preston at the expense of consumers and Hales. Now, since then, he's sort of turned on her quite a bit. Yeah, it wasn't like it just happened overnight. It was a slow build. Why? Because you've got the main flea over there telling people what to think, what to do, how to act, how to behave, how to cause problems. And then, of course, it wouldn't be quite enough. It wouldn't be quite enough if you didn't talk about old paint chip here, because we've got a letter for this fat fuck, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you enjoy it because old paint chip here. He decided to write a following email. Are you offended by Jeremy Hale's, Tug, and Megan Fox poisonous rhetoric, anti-Semitism, wickedness? Sometimes it's better to chase an ambulance or dog bite case than to represent a cabal of despicable persons who would condone dangerous attitudes that condone anti-Semitism, eugenics, mass murder. No legal fee is worth the damage you've done to your soul. Now, these are things that he's going out there and saying. He's got this little script that he reads off of, but we've seen that he's the one that makes the anti-Semitic remarks, that he's got that whole crew over there has a real bad issue with Hispanics, that they've gone after not only Jeremy, but now they've turned on Lynette because, well, what's better than, throwing the person under the bus, because that's not what it was all about. There's no good money made off of her. It's making it off that child now. So she was just a vehicle to get there. And of course, as he says right here, I make a simple offer, and it's not so much of an offer as a plea to your humanity. Jeremy, Megan, Tug, put the anti-Semitism to rest. Doesn't this now? I want to show you guys. Well, I'm not going to show you because I just read through it, and it didn't. It's a short read, and it was the most blatantly bullshit stuff that I ever read. Those pesky tariffs. These are mile markers on a road that leads only to one place. And then, of course, around January, he decided to write a following email to Doug, who creates online programming about Hales and Mr. Hales on his YouTube channel, which stated pertinent part. I'm not like Megan Fox, who gets paid by Jeremy Hales for coverage in combination of quid pro quo. No, that's not how it works. You see the failure that these idiots have is that we've spent years, like we're going on over a year of talking about Hales. Megan and Tug more so than myself. They've been in it from pretty much the beginning with Larry, with Vice. I mean, these guys were in it from the very beginning talking about this. I mean, it was I remember way back that it was Megan that said, "Hey, have you seen this?" to MG, and MG and I talked, and he was just like, it's like, holy cow, you got to see this. I mean, that was my first introduction to it, and started looking into it and started reading the court documents and started watching the videos. And it just has been an ongoing thing. I would say, shit, it's been over a year for me. And I know it's been over a year for Megan and Tug. I mean, geez, they just don't get it. Early Tug Raider, welcome. These guys came fresh on the scene, and they were just like, oh, let's talk about this. Look, there's all these people talking about it. That's a small amount of people that are actually really talking about it and following what's going on, and spending time looking at the backstories of all the players that are involved in this. I mean, it wasn't like anybody was told to do this. It was just like, holy cow, look, what's this? What's this over here? Who's this? Who's this person? And then you start looking at them and you start figuring out, well, shit, they're handwriting expert, is a convicted felon for pulling out a firearm on somebody and shooting at the ground in front of them, which is highly illegal because the guy wanted his property back. You find out that old Paint Chip is nothing more than a two-bit thief wannabe gangster. I mean, this is the kind of people that they are. And you start digging into their past. You start looking at them. And this is the stuff that these assholes never did. They never looked at it. They never read the documents. Hell, they didn't even know who George was. It's like, oh, George. Like, pay attention. Wake up. I'm not going to do the work for you, idiots. And they're nitpicking little bitty things that are said, and they're trying to blow it out of proportion, which that's not anywhere near what Jeremy was talking about. The reason he called him Deuce Foreskin is it's a play off the name of Bruce Matskin. Okay. It sounds like Deuce Foreskin. It could be any number of things that they chose. That was just happened to be the name that they gave him. I gave him the name Bubbles because I think he's a fucking clown. He's just an absolute fucking clown. Like I could really care less about these people, but I started looking at them. Other people started looking at them, started digging into the kind of people that they were. And the more that you dig, the more that you find. And you're just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like, what kind of behavior drives these kind of people to do the kind of crappy things that they've done? I mean, you can go sit there and dig into Megan. You'll find out, oh, she's written a few books. She's an actual journalist. She writes for a well-known paper. She's been on Fox News. She's interviewed on Tucker Carlson. I mean, she's not just like some two-bit reporter like Volman, which is basically about he's about the equivalent of that kind of crap that gets stuck in between your, like the treads on your shoe that you can't get off of. They're just, it's more annoying than anything. Pinch and twist was definitely not correct, Stephen Bear. You know what it is. And of course, they've done things such as adding a little Austrian painter's mustache onto Mr. Hales's photo, and I mean, they think it's cute, they think it's funny, but that's, if you've seen anything that Jeremy's done, or any of the people that work for him, you understand that that's not the kind of person that he is. Then he also created a copy. Well, someone created a copycat of What the Hell's Facebook page. Now this has Lethman all over it, sort of like, you know, Bubba's love juice all over his face in prison. I mean, it's all over him, because he's done this kind of crap before, where he's created fake YouTube channels, fake YouTube pages, fake copycat Facebook pages. I mean, they create sock accounts because they've got to like, somebody has to like them, might as well themselves liking each other, because that's how they roll. I mean, the kind of garbage that they pull is ridiculous. And, you know, it just gets pointed out week after week, day after day, month after month. Oh, going on a year now with these folks. And Debbie Baker with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, love. And, you know what that deserves, so I can get off my high horse. So just a little bit of
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh yes,
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again. Ooh.
Thank you, Debbie Baker, and also thank you. Oh, and I've got to do that. I got to give you a little bit of love for the nice, wonderful super chat that you gave through Cash App. That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you again, and I love it. Thank you. You guys keep this channel up and running, and I hope I provide enough entertainment for you. Some days I don't feel like entertaining. You know what I mean? It usually happens on the weekend whenever I'm going, all the chores that I've got to do, all the things that got to be done. And of course, you know, you've got him pulling this kind of crap where he's done examples and postings. How do you germ lickers like Germ getting ready to settle with Miss Preston? Look where your money's going. Why are the Hell's followers not mentioned? The German Martha have not mentioned Lionel John since they were served last week. There's no need to. They hadn't done anything. They're sitting back. They're waiting. But of course, Lynette can't keep her damn cake hole shut. Why do you think I came up with that latest song? Listen to the lyrics. You'll understand what I'm saying. This is the kind of stuff that he likes to put out there. This is the kind of rhetoric that he throws out there. But I've got a little bit of something for all of those. What is the best way of putting it? I mean, fucked hard would probably be the closest I could come to it. But I mean, you can pick the word and it's probably going to fit pretty well.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
An open letter to the flea circus who found out. This court of public opinion is back in session, and today's docket isn't mercy, it isn't scripture. It isn't sympathy for a sick spouse, it's brutal reality that when you spend years weaponizing lies, doxing people, smearing families, and building your little flea-bitten hate cult that you eventually hit that fuck around and find out wall at full speed. And here you are, every last one of you crumpled in a pile of your own hypocrisy. Well, let's start with paint chips. This fat, wheezing televangelist wannabe struts onto the flea-ridden live stream and delivers an ultimatum like he's Moses with a mic. Drop Brian Gray Bone Crusher out of the case as an act of Christian mercy in return. Well, he might, maybe, possibly consent to being served. Well, excuse me? You don't get to turn serve as a process into a hostage negotiation. You get to hide from federal court like a cockroach under a fridge and then set conditions for your reemergence. Well, that's not mercy. That's cowardice wrapped up in scripture, and the only thing it proves is that you're Judas with a Wi-Fi password. You didn't want to be merciful. You wanted to rewrite the lawsuit in your own terms. You thought you had leverage when in reality you've got nothing but a sagging chair, a bloated ego, and a Substack that nobody reads, no matter whose picture you put up there that's not yours. And then there's Ray, a recast by his clown show of a Saint Ray of Gainesville, the holy martyr with a sick wife being persecuted by Jeremy Hales. Give me a break. Ray isn't a bystander. He's not collateral damage. He's not a confused old man dragged into the wrong courtroom. He is a named defendant. He's part of this circus. He chose the company that he keeps. And now he sits in the docket as a co-defendant, not because of his wife, not because of Hales, but because of his own actions. The sympathy play is really pathetic, Ray. If hardship erased liability, every fraudster in Florida would show up dragging an oxygen tank and a handwritten sob story. But Ray isn't absolved by pity. He's just another cog in the anti-what the Hales machine. He's another clown in the car. And the more you wrap him in sainthood, the more obvious it becomes you've got nothing substantive left. Meanwhile, the flea scuttles around hacking up phlegm into a headset, calling it strategy. This woman has turned all stall tactics into a pyramid scheme. She's not giving advice. She's running an MLM called Delay Forever. She hides behind avatars because her webcam would file for a protection order. Her entire shtick is weaponizing procrastination, and she actually thinks the court gives a damn about her excuses. Shit, the flea's contribution to Ray's sainthood is about as useful as a fart in a hurricane, loud, rank, and irrelevant before the docket moves on without her. Well, and don't think I forgot Lips, the permanently retired dipshit herself. Same Lips who cried foul with the Florida Supreme Court publicly reprimanded her, put her on probation, forced her into bar workshops, and then slapped her with fines. This is the same legally Lips who signed a guilty plea because the evidence of her misconduct was too heavy to deny, then fled into permanent retirement the second the next round of complaints landed. Well, that's not martyrdom. That isn't persecution. That is just fuck around and find out in its purest form. You lied, you misled, you disparaged judges and counsel. You put confidential cases on YouTube for clout, and you got caught. The ink on your consent judgment isn't even faded, and you're already playing the victim on sock puppet channels. Every time you whimper about being targeted, remember it was your oversized mouth, your own filings, and your own arrogance that ended your career. What about that slobbering fucktard vomit? Oh, the perpetual cackle track nodding and sculling. That's right, Richard. As though echoing lies makes them true. Hell, he isn't a journalist. He's a laugh track with an ego bigger than his mouth. If gullibility had a sound effect, it would be his own voice. And of course, there's the swamp-tard Robbie, once a Discovery Channel curiosity, now demoted to Discovery shame file, reduced to nodding along with convicted felons' sermons. From wrangling gators to wrangling delusion, Robbie, even alligators are embarrassed for you. Hell, this entire crew actually believes truly believes that their podcasts matter more than the federal docket. They think judges are just going to sit in their chambers weighing whether Jeremy Hills passes the Christian mercy test before issuing orders. They think sermons, sympathy, sob stories, and middle school arguments about which hair metal band was better somehow carry legal weight. Well, nobody, especially judges, don't give two shits about Poison versus Def Leppard. They care about filings. They care about deadlines. They care about the law. And on that ground, every single one of you keeps tripping over your own shoelaces. That's why I use Velcro. You were warned over and over again. Stop going after people. Stop smearing families. Stop filing garbage. Stop playing vigilante law from your nicotine-stained basements and garages. But no, you didn't listen. You doubled down. You kept pushing. You thought you were invincible, and now you found out. This is your fuck around and find out moment. Paint Chip thought scripture could erase subpoenas. Hell, the flea thought wheezing excuses could outlast deadlines. Lips thought that spinning conspiracies could erase her bar record. Hell, Vomit thought cackling could substitute for credibility. And dumbass Robbie thought nostalgia could substitute for relevance, and you all thought wrong. The verdict of this court is final. You're frauds, hypocrites, and clowns who mistook live streams applause for immunity. You're sentenced to perpetual ridicule, eternally mockery, and lifetime banishment to the shizzy archives where every fuck around and find out moment gets preserved for future generations as a cautionary tale of what happens when the dumbest people alive decide to cosplay as crusaders. The case is closed. Mercy is denied. Signed, the retard on the short bus with Velcro shoes. Shizzy Papa Nut.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Whiz, Nut.
Yes, and there's that. There's that right there. Oh, buddy, I'm telling you, that is all. This is all I live for, just to have a little bit of fun. I'm not worried about it, Max. I'm really not. It didn't need to be there, did it? Did it really need to be there? Nah. I'll fix it in post-production. I'll fix it later. A gift membership to Shizzy is like getting herpes. A gift that just keeps on giving. Dang. Well, thanks, I guess. Could be bad. Congrats to all the new members. So kind of the people that donate new memberships to the chatters. We do appreciate every single one of you. We thank you for that. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'll fix it later. You know, whenever the stream comes out, it'll be up there for you guys to see. Well, I entered at a right time. Great letters, Shizzy, and hello. Well, thank you. Thank you. I have another one later. I thought something was missing. Yeah, it happens. I don't stress about it too much anymore. I just roll with it, because reading it over again, I would not have a voice at the end of the night. I would be completely gone by the end of the night. It would just be trashed out of my mind. Oh my gosh, you know, I could pull that up on the screen so you guys could actually see the chat as it comes rolling up on the screen. Makes it easier. Then you don't have to worry if you're on a what is it, one of those phones, you know, you can see the chat. It's small. You close your eyes and listen anyway. Well, it's always better whenever y'all is here reading the letters. Oh, so much better. It is. Well, let's get back to this transcript, because it's going to take a little bit of time to roll through this. And I will tell you, it is only getting started. Now, this is where we left off the other night with Rosalind. Judge Beamer, so I just want to understand the theory of your injunction so I can determine relevance. Your position is that you're moving for an injunction to prohibit the defendants from doing what? Miss Federica's. Well, from continuing to defame me, like continuing to interfere in my business, continuing to contact my clients and sending mass emails to my clients. Most recently, my Facebook was hacked into, and my phone was hacked into. I have a criminal investigation open now where how I'm going to be able to go back in time and go through my phone, which I may or may not have from other people sending stuff to me regarding what they saw about her on the internet. Judge Beamer, all right. So Miss Federico's, how in the fuck is this relevant to the injunction? Because really, hold on, really, the discovery is expedited for the injunction purposes. So just go, no, I understand part of what I have to prove for the injunction. And that's why I'm in my motion. I regurgitated again. I mean, I reiterated again that the legal analysis of what I have to like prove. I do have the elements as well. If you go to paragraph 2 where it says issues to be tried, it's followed. It specifically states that like everything they have to be able to prove during that hearing and part of that communication, intentional communication with the only people that he would have gotten, you know, because I'm alleging conspiracy. He would have gotten that through my paralegal. He would have known. It's ironic that all of a sudden my former clients somehow get in contact with them. A hate side has already been started by one of the defendants against me. It's ongoing. If I don't put a plug, like a butt plug in it soon, like I'm going to have to keep amending my complaint because nothing seems to stop these actions. And it has affected my business immensely. These are clients' confidential information is being passed along. Judge Beamer, but how is this someone sending Mr. Fletcher a social media post? And listen, I'm talking from a perspective, Judge Beamer, where I haven't seen anything. I have like no context for a lot of this. I haven't seen what the alleged social media posts are. I haven't seen this alleged site. You know, there's a lot of things that I'm, you know, in the dark about. So, but based on what Mr. Fletcher said, it sounds like there are social media posts or some kind of electronic post that somebody is sending to him. How is that relevant for you to show? Yeah, some kind of experiencing and go to the injunction. Federico's. If you go to under paragraph 2, when there's a determination of the bond amount, I cite a case, actually like 3 cases that state there's limited exception to the determination of a bond and the limited exception to the rule prohibiting temporary injunctions against defamatory speech, because that would be one of the defenses is that, you know, they have, you know, that there can't be temporary injunctions against defamatory speech, but there's exceptions. And one of those exceptions is the furtherance of the commission of another intentional tort. And so if it's a furtherance of committing an intentional tort, then that is grounds to pass a temporary injunction for defamatory speech. Part of the intentional torts, one of them conspiracy to interfere, intentionally interfere, or tortiously interfere with my business. So I have to actually prove that to overcome the exception or to overcome that law, which is that exception that if it falls in line of an intentional tort, I'll throw some more word salad at it. So that's why I had to be able to prove conspiracy to intentionally interfere with my business. Judge Beamer. Okay, Mr. Fletcher, did you want to respond? Mr. Fletcher. Your Honor. I don't know that she gave a responsive argument there, because does it have anything to do with the videos that some of the people send me or may not send me, you know, but I don't know if they have them because it's usually been on text messages. And so I don't know how that goes. That goes to an intentional tort on my part. All right, I'll reserve ruling on this. So let's talk now. We know now covered the request to produce, which almost took like 45 minutes. Request to take a deposition, Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher's response. I don't know how if she wants to take my deposition. I don't understand how she's going to depose me on something. Once again, that I don't know what the complaint is. We set my motion to dismiss, but I don't know which complaint I'm going to be doing a motion on, Your Honor, since she sent the motion to amend her complaint in July. Judge Beamer, Ms. Federigos, what are you seeking the scope of this deposition for? Lips. I'm like seeking in a preparation furtherance for discovery for the hearing that's like coming up in May. From like my understanding, he's a party in the case. Depositions are essential. I'd like to know before I walk into court what somebody could possibly say. That's part of my technique with cross-examination. So I don't understand why a deposition of a party in a case that there's an evidentiary 2-day hearing, which is a mini trial that's coming up. Why I wouldn't be able to take a deposition. Whether or not he has information to give or not, that's for me to figure out during the deposition. It's not, from my understanding, just to say, okay, nobody can take my deposition because I don't have anything to say. Like I have written evidence that I intend to show him. I want to see if he's been familiarized, like with it, okay. Mr. Fletcher, she's entitled to a deposition. The scope would be the motion for injunctive relief. I mean, that's the relief. The injunction is what she's seeking. So the scope of any deposition would be, what's outlined in that motion for injunctive relief. Whether or not a party ultimately proves all the prongs to the court sufficiently with competent, substantial evidence is a different issue. But at discovery phase, Ms. Federigos is entitled to that. So I'll require that part that Ms. Federigos and Mr. Fletcher both confer to find a time suitable for a deposition. What else are you seeking from Mr. Fletcher? Ms. Federigos. Oh, like that was it, Your Honor. Judge Beamer. Okay. Mr. Fletcher, that's not all of it. The admission, but yeah. But from my understanding, we can go through those because I find those extremely relevant. Mr. Fletcher, did you file a response to your request for admissions? Mr. Fletcher, I filed a motion for protection on it, Your Honor. Judge Beamer, okay. What's the basis for your protection? Protective order for the admissions? Mr. Fletcher, I think we've kind of covered it. But once again, Your Honor, she's asking me to admit stuff that I have not answered a complaint to yet. Ms. Federigos, these are in preparation aids for the hearings on the injunction. Mr. Fletcher, I don't know how that could be. It's the injunction's one thing, the complaint's another, and she's asking me to admit stuff in a complaint that I've not yet answered. Judge Beamer, okay. When were the requests for admissions filed, Ms. Federigos? It's under they were filed after the injunction was filed. It's tab M. Judge Beamer, okay. Mr. Fletcher, what? And the date was January 2nd, 2022. And I'd like to do admissions before I walk into an evidentiary hearing to limit the amount of issues. So again, Mr. Fletcher, hang on. Okay, says Judge Beamer. So Mr. Fletcher, was that the January 2nd? Is that right, Ms. Federigos? Judge Beamer, yes. Federigos, January 2nd. Mr. Fletcher, and how many? You just sent them to everybody. Ms. Federigos, no, I sent each person a specific admissions. Mr. Fletcher, yeah, I got something. Yeah, there's multiple ones saying admissions. Judge Beamer, okay, just So I'm looking at number one, Mr. Fletcher. I don't know if you do. Do you have it pulled up, Mr. Fletcher? Yes, ma'am. So Judge Beamer's a woman. Okay, maybe Judge Beamer is a woman. Judge Beamer. All right. So number one, admit that you relied on the affidavit of Chartine Varia when you made allegations against Federigos Esquire in your notice filing a foreign pleading of interest in case number. And it has a case number. I mean, I think it's a flavor of some of the rest of the Mr. Fletcher. Yeah. So I don't know that that has anything to do with an injunction with Federigos. Your Honor, my argument would stand the same that I'm bypassing that rule that prohibits temporary injunctions on defamatory speech by further proving the furtherance like of an intentional tort. So this would fall in lines with like an intentional tort, Judge Beamer. But that is the 2017 GA 0021200 case. Miss Federigos. Mr. Fletcher took an unrelated case that it was completely unrelated. And one of the allegations that Miss Vieira had filed in her bar complaint, Mr. Fletcher is able to get her to do an affidavit. Mr. Fletcher, objection, Your Honor. She doesn't know what I did, Miss Federigos. I asked Judge Beamer, hold on, woman. Mr. Fletcher, and I did, Miss Federigos, and I, Judge Beamer, hold on, hold on, go ahead, Miss Federigos. They're morons, plain and simple. Well, thank you, Brunson Rockstone. Thank you very much, Brunson Rockstone, and welcome for being here for 3 months. I appreciate you.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of twats. What are you going to say? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuggery. Yes. Thank you very much, Brunson. Thank you. Gotcha. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Say free hi. Yeah. How you doing? So where were we? I don't know how this could be. It's the injunction, one thing, the complaint's another, and she's asking me to admit stuff in a complaint that I've not answered yet. Judge Beamer, okay, when were the requests for admissions filed? Ms. Federico, it's filed, they're filed like after the injunctions is filed. It's tab M. Okay. I think I already read that part. The date was January 2nd, 2022. I'd like to do admissions before I walk into invitation. Okay, that's why. I needed to continue down here. And let's see. There's no privilege anymore that go by because these were confidentially publicized to us. There's a little, yeah, hold on. There's a lot of stuff going on. Correct. Okay. That's why. All right. Now we get on to the next page. It says, Miss Federico says that goes to again proving it's intentional tort that goes to defamation because that particular allegation that was made against me was published in an unrelated on the case law that I have to look over. If it's in something unrelated, have nothing to do with the case that was strictly just to make me appear to look bad. No, it wasn't made to make you look bad. This is the thing that you don't understand. Whenever you're an attorney, you're out there putting stuff out on the internet and you look bad for doing it, that is because you did something that made you look bad. You know, it happens all the time on the internet. There's been like Twitch streamers that have been caught like, you know, maybe doing things that were inappropriate to themselves online and got caught on camera. They did that to themselves. They had their camera on, they did something really stupid and they got booted from the tubes. That's part of, you know, the whole thing. They're just acting fools. Came back. Red Queen. Hi. She talks out her ass. No, she likes to throw a bunch of words in together that mean nothing. I mean, I'm sorry if you've ever had to listen to her talk. She talks in circles. Here's the problem. If you're going to get on and you're going to talk in circles, at least be cohesive in talking in circles. They're not even cohesive. The public, because like the public gets public record that constitutes defamation. If you look bad in front of the eyes of a judge in a completely unrelated case or anybody in the public because public record, that constitutes defamation. What? No, you're stupid. And then it's like the same argument that, again, I'm trying to get a temporary injunction on defamatory speech. Like I put all this stuff out on the internet and it's like everybody's showing it around. It's not right. Those exceptions is furtherance of an intentional tort, and that particular action constitute intentional tort. Judge Beamer, okay, Mr. Fletcher, Your Honor, once again, I don't know what this really has to do with it. I mean, she knows what's going on here. That was the Garwood case. It's not, isn't that right, Ms. Federigos? Ms. Federigos, that's it. That is, but that had absolutely nothing, okay, to do with, and I represent the guard in that case. And also what Ms. Federigos did in the Keegan case was that she submitted an order to the Judge Apt, with a fake email address for me, which Judge Apt entered an order on thinking that I didn't have any objection to, which I did have an objection to once I found out that's what happened. And she did the same thing in the Garwood case. She clicked on the opposing counsel saying that the opposing counsel there did not have an objection to. And that's how she's basically duped the court into entering orders that they otherwise would not have ordered. So, Judge Beamer, okay, here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Fletcher. What's that got to do with injunction? I don't know. Judge Beamer, okay, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. Mr. Fletcher, there's 12 requests for admission. Go through each one and either let me know if you admit, deny, or if you have an objection. If you have an objection to it, just note it and then we can have a hearing. It won't take, and I think we just have the hearing between Mr. Fletcher and Ms. Federigos, between Mr. Fletcher and Mr. Federigos, not all the parties will be required to attend, but at least we can just go through each one and just resolve some of the objections. Obviously, number one, Mr. Fletcher, you object to it. I'll make a determination, but I think there's some here that you can either admit or deny, but at least go through them and determine what your response is going to be. And we'll go from there. So if you need to do that within 10 days, and then you do within 10 days, do a notice of file and send everybody a copy, and then send a court a copy as well. If you do object, we'll set up a short hearing on it and we can resolve the request for admissions. All right, Ms. Federigos, is there anything else discovery wise that you need from Mr. Fletcher? Ms. Federigos, no, Your Honor. Mr. Fletcher, no, she's filed another one out there, Your Honor, and I filed a motion to protection on it. Judge Beamer, okay, we'll set it for a hearing. Ms. Federigos, but not for, that one has nothing to do with the injunctions. So Judge Beamer, okay. Well, folks, we are now at the end of our hour. So let's talk about Ms. Federigos. I mean, she's taken an hour to get through them with Mr. Fletcher. I don't know how long it will take with each respective defendant. Additionally, I'm assuming you're going to need this discovery prior to the hearing. That's the injunction hearing that's set for May 5th, 2022. Plus, it looks like you're seeking to take deposition. It's already April 7th today. I don't know how you're going to turn this around in 30 days. You've asked for an expedited hearing, and I, granted the ability for you to have an expedited hearing, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get everything done by May 5th. What are your thoughts on that? Ms. Federigos, Yeah, like I agree. I was actually, I was hoping to have, the stuff done, but it's not like, and I wouldn't want to go into an evidentiary hearing without the ability to, make sure that like I've crossed all the barriers with the discovery. I have no problem pushing it off, to obtain the discovery, Judge Beamer. Okay. So and then what I will do is cancel the May 5th, 2022 hearing that I have set. That way everyone can clear their calendars. I can clear my calendar as well. Ms. Federigos, once we're done, you're done with all the discovery, then you let me know when you're ready. Ms. Federiga, okay. Judge Beamer, to set the hearing, we'll meet and confer about the date and time that works for everyone. Then we'll go from there. Ms. Federigas, okay. Judge Beamer. So with the few minutes that I have, I don't know that there are other people here. We didn't get to discuss some of their discovery issues. We'll have to reset them. But Miss Vieira, what is it that you would like to say briefly, Miss Vieira? So today we won't be able to touch on the discovery that's been asked of me that I haven't complied with. Judge Beamer, correct. Okay. So I just want to put something out there because something that you said resonated with me, Your Honor, you're kind of like in the dark in some things because, there's a lot of stuff going on. I did want to bring to your attention the fact that Ms. Federigos, the very matter of factly, they are defaming me. This is defamation. I think it's important to point out that she started this suit. I think that's right. I'm in the right spot. They are, yeah. She started this suit 14 months ago. And it just started to gain momentum on or about December of 2021. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because when it comes to discovery, there's some really important issues that I think has to be aware of. Number one is regarding the legality of how Ms. Federigos obtained certain discovery that she's already filed for. Ms. Federigos, I'm going to eject you on it. This is Ms. Vieira. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Hold on, Ms. Federigos. Ms. Federigos, yeah. Judge Beamer, go ahead, Ms. Vieira. Ms. Vieira, thank you. There is a transcript of a private telephone call that Ms. Federigo somehow got her hands on, and I can't speak to how she got her hands on it because I don't have any factual information. But I do know that on or about April of last year, I was in my home at about 9:30 at night, and I got a phone call from Elliot Bernstein. It was at 9:30. I had an expectation of privacy. An hour-and-a-half phone call was recorded secretly without my knowledge, permission. Then it was published by Ms. Federigos on several sites. I reported it to the police. The district attorney right now is considering pressing charges for Ms. Federigos. I'm going to have to eject this hearsay and dismiss before the court. Judge Beamer, okay, hold on. So here's the situation, Ms. Vieira. I have another hearing that I have to go to, okay? B, I know that oftentimes these hearings, people feel like they want to vent and tell me everything, and I completely understand that. But unfortunately, right now, this is not the time. There will come a time where we have to eventually flush out the injunction hearing. We have to flush out, the ultimate issues in this case. And at that time, you could present whatever evidence you think is relevant, but the very narrow things before me, like each piece, each brick by brick. Okay. So today was just discovery. I thought I was going to be able to get to you, Miss Vieira. I thought I was going to be able to get to you, Miss, how do I say your name? DiGiorgio. Yes, Miss DiGiorgio. Thank you. I apologize. I thought I was going to have time for you all. Unfortunately, we just ran very long, but at least you could get an understanding and flavor of sort of how I conduct, and we'll go through some of the discovery. So what we'll have to do is resent the Ms. Federigo's request to get discovery from you all. I know. Follow the procedures with respect to the setting the hearing time. Find some time. Ms. Federigos, I think you're going to have to do like another hour, 30 minutes for Ms. Vieira, 30 minutes for Ms. DiGiorgio, Ms. Federigos. Okay. Judge Fletcher, or Mr. Fletcher, sorry, Mr. Fletcher, Your Honor. I'd like to say Ms. Fulados, I think is out of the country right now, Ms. Federigos. And Your Honor, do you want, I don't know if you wanted me to do it separately since they're like each involved in separate motions for like each defendant, or you want them all to be here? Judge Beamer, I think it's better to do them each individually. So if it's a motion to compel for Miss Vieira, just have it set for Miss Vieira, and then the same with Miss DiGiorgio. I think that just makes it faster. So be on the lookout, Miss Vieira, DiGiorgio, for some potential time so that we can get all together and talk about the request for discovery. Is very broad, right? Discovery is really broad when it's compared to the narrow legal issues. So I just want you to keep that in mind. But we'll have where we can talk about some of the items that Miss Federigos is asking for. It's really nice if you can do a search ahead of time, see if what exists. Not that you have to turn them over yet, but see what exists so that at the hearing you can say, Judge, this exists or it doesn't exist. Like, there are emails that exist, or there are text messages that exist, or we don't have anything, or I don't have anything. That just helps the hearings go a little faster. Yes, Mr. Giorgio. Mr. Giorgio, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. So like anything after the date of Miss Federico's filing a civil complaint should be protected, correct? Among the defendants, because we're forced to communicate with each other once she's named us as co-defendants. Judge Beamer, is this in relation to another injunction in a separate case? Mr. Giorgio, no, ma'am, I'm referring to this. We should be. I mean, we were forced to communicate with each other because Miss Federigos named us a co-defendant. As such, everything after the date of the initiation of the filing should be considered protected works. We are attempting to defend ourselves against these bogus allegations. Judge Beamer, well, it depends. So it depends on what the request is. It depends on what those things say. I have to listen to what she's asking for and listen to what is in the document. So it really just depends on a case-by-case basis. I can't say everything after the filing of this action is protected. I just don't know. Mr. Georgia, okay. Judge Beamer, but that's something we can talk about later hearing. Okay, Ms. Federigos, if you want to draft a proposed order with respect to the discovery that we discussed, Mr. Fletcher, send it to me in Word format, circulate it to Mr. Fletcher before you do. Second, set a 30-minute hearing with Ms. Vieira, a 30-minute hearing with Mr. Giorgio with respect to the discovery you're seeking on May 5th, 2022. Injunction hearing is canceled. We'll set it for another time once the parties are ready and have that issue heard. Okay. Was it 2 days set for that? Judge Beamer, yes. The 2 days are canceled. Yes, February. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. February 5th and February 6th are canceled. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Get the fuck out of my courtroom. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you. See ya. And they ended it. She talks out her ass. Always. Always. Then again, they don't pay for anything. No, this is the game that they play. I've said this before, that their games that they're doing are consistent. You can see these kinds of games over and over and over and over again. This is the garbage that these fools play. I mean, here's the thing. You do have to have communication after you've been all named as co-defendants in something. That's just the way that the cookie crumbles. That communication has to happen. Everybody has to be communicating. So that way there's no scheduling conflicts. Also, that stuff would be protected. Those communications could be protected. Unless it was in furtherance of the initial problem that they were causing. Then that stuff may not be protected. The one ecosystem member who scares me is Paint Chips. He's not right mentally. I can easily see him go imposable harming people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He strikes me as unhinged mentally type person. Others are just stupid. Yeah. He's definitely mentally unhinged. I've witnessed some of his, unhinged behavior before, and it's, quite interesting to watch. How did Lips pass the bar? Same as anyone else that calls themselves attorney. You have to remember that passing the bar doesn't make you a good attorney. Bad attorneys pass the bar, good attorneys pass the bar. It's the same way in any other kind of workplace environment. Think about whatever it is that your profession might be, whether it be an engineer, a mechanic, a doctor, a lawyer. Just because you have that doctorate or that juris degree or, master mechanic symbol over your, little certificate hanging over your little shelf doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at what you do. It just means that you passed it. That's all it means. That's it. It just means you passed it. Doesn't make you any better. That sort of proof is in the pudding. Kathy Stewart, she passed the bar. Yeah, so did Kim Kardashian. After how many tries? She passed the bar also. So I mean, any let's put it this way: anybody can pass the bar. If you study for it and you can remember it, you can pass the bar. But like in the state of Georgia, for example, if you want to even take the bar, you have had to have gone through a law school, a certified law school. It can't be just, some law school out of like Nigeria or the Bahamas or something like that. It actually has to be a law school. And I think there's a limit on the degrees. Now, each state is different on that. In some states, if you pass the bar in one state, you can easily transfer your license and practice over to other states. I can't remember. There's a term for it, but I don't remember exactly what that term is. It's sort of like reciprocity. It's something similar to that. But like, for example, if you live in Georgia and you want to practice law in Florida, they won't allow it. They'll just automatically say no. It's because they don't want to have multiple people, going from state to state. I mean, you can take their bar, but I don't know how they have that set up for attorneys. Like I said, I'm not an attorney, so I don't know these things. Janice with the $9.99 lips and chips talk like sob shits. Yeah. Talk in circles, saying nothing that's logical or truthful. Delay. Yes. And that's one of those things that they've been really good at doing, is to muddy the water, get people believing things that are not true. It's like giving you half the story or half the truth to fit a narrative. And thank you so much, Janice. That is a very, very valid point. I've seen that quite a bit in their behavior. That's why I don't engage with them. And whenever they send me their stupid asinine emails, in which they do, trust me, they send stupid asinine emails saying, you should check out my link because I got like some sort of Substack thing or something. I just laugh. I look at it and I'm like, yeah. You want to, at one point in time, it was like, why don't you answer my question? It was like, well, because your question is invalid. It's a stupid question, and it makes no sense whatsoever because it's not based in fact. You're making an assumption and you're trying to put it out there as fact, but that's just your assumption. Like not knowing who the players are, you don't know who George is. And I'll easily admit there's a lot of people and I make mistakes. There was somebody that caught me yesterday that was just like, hey, that's actually a second property. I was like, oh, well, I don't believe you, but let me look. And they were right. So like I said, we're not infallible people. We all make mistakes, but they don't have the ability to own up that they've screwed up really bad. That just doesn't go into their possibilities. Thank you very much, Janice. Yeah, it is. And all of it is just a bunch of delays. And you're going to see more. I mean, people think that this lawsuit should be over like the minute after it's been filed because they're taking one side or the other and they're expecting some sort of quick resolution. Lawsuits take time. And, this particular lawsuit, this one particular lawsuit, the lawsuit that Jeremy filed against Lynette is going on, less than a year now? I mean, think about that. It's been going on less than a year because his injunction on her in Ohio has been going on longer than that. has been going on for what, over 3 years now, 2.5, 3 years. So, you know, lawsuits take time. There's going to be a lot of filings. There's going to be discovery. Hell, they haven't even gotten everyone served as far as I know. I mean, they're saying they've got people served, but I don't know. See, I don't know these things. It's not like I have some inside track. I don't see the serves until they actually post them on the internet. This is what people tend. They're like, well, I think they got served. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Was there a filing on it? I haven't read a filing. And that's what I look for. I look for the filings as they come up. If they're there, then I talk about them. You know, it's not like I got some inside track. I'm not following process servers around to see if they actually got served. That's just not what I do. Sorry, Babs, it's not going to happen. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's filed. I know what's filed after it gets filed. I don't know what people are going to file. I just know what gets filed after it gets filed. That's what I read. That's what I look over. That's what I discuss. That's what I talk about. The lawsuits move at a glacier's pace. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Like, you know, this just the first lawsuit, which was filed months before the second one, is at a standstill right now because of a bankruptcy that's gotten dismissed. And there's supposed to be a hearing scheduled to go over what's happening in that one. Now, these fools, I really want to see them like file more bankruptcy suits. I would love to see them do that. But from what I can tell, it looks like somebody's going to have bigger problems than just lawsuits. Just saying, they've done some pretty crappy things. So I don't know. I mean, what kind of shenanigans are they getting up to? Let's just be happy that she didn't choose to become a respiratory therapist. She would suck all the oxygen out of the room and people would not survive. Well, that could happen. I don't know. That could happen. Anything could happen at this point. Like my wife and I were talking about something that has to be done. She was like, well, what are the chances of something breaking? I was like, the same amount of chances of not breaking. Well, that's a big risk. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I mean, are you wanting them to give you some guarantee? Well, you know, in their experience, how often does this happen? I was like, you're not going to get that answer. I mean, that's just like asking you whenever you do X, Y, or Z, what's going to happen. It's an unknown outcome. Everything is different. They don't know the ins and outs of the whole details. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head. You know, I'll ask them tomorrow. I was like, well, okay, ask away. I can tell you what they're going to say. The same thing that I said. You know, we don't guarantee that things aren't going to break whenever you start shifting that other shit around. It's just that we can't guarantee that. I wish the court would process was faster than it is, though. It takes too long for justice to be realized. No, I mean, it takes as long as it takes. And you have to remember it works both ways. I mean, you know, the thing is we can read through, I could sit down, spend an entire night reading through all of each one. It would actually probably take me like a couple of days, but I could read through all of the hearings. I could go through the thumbnail case. I could go through, I wouldn't have a voice left afterwards, but I could go through the thumbnail case, Fed 1, Fed 2. I could go through the trespass case. I could read every single one of those in a night, but you can't write that fast. And you're also wanting to make sure that you get it right whenever you're filing your pleadings. And that's where, you know, Lips really screws up, is she doesn't do her research. This is where Michael fucked up really bad whenever he filed his case that got kicked out by the judge. The judge was just like, no, this is a whole bunch of balderdash and poppycock, and no. And you were supposed to fix these deficiencies. You didn't. And that was because he did shoddy work. He put in citations that didn't go anywhere. And that's the thing. Whenever you're writing a lawsuit or any sort of like thing to the court, You're wanting to lay it out very clearly. You want to be very specific with what you're filing. If you're asking the judge to, I'll just use this example, put someone away for murder. You want to say, this person murdered this person. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to make sure you have the who, what, why, when, where, how, and all that stuff. And you want to have that fluid story that goes from A to Z. That's it. And then you bring in all those people to verify that all those people are just to verify what's going on in that particular court case. And that could take forever. It's not like everybody's standing outside your door like a casting call going, yes, I saw Bob do, the murder or whatever it might be. You're not seeing that because it takes a while. You have to locate the person that saw X, Y, or Z. You're pulling camera footage and it moves at a snail's pace. And that's just the beginning of it, because that's part of your discovery. Once you get all of that stuff done, then you can move on. This is why it sucks for criminals that didn't do a crime, for example. Think about Rittenhouse. Just use that as an example. How long did he stay in jail before he was able to actually be in front of a judge? How long did he have to sit there at home with an ankle bracelet on and couldn't leave his house, where it rubbed all the hair off of his leg, where there's no more hair there anymore? It's gone. It's gone. It'll never grow back. It rubbed it raw because of an ankle bracelet for a crime that he was found not guilty for. And that took, 2-3 years just to get through that. That was one person. One person. With this, you've got people that are arguing, being difficult, hard to serve, evading, and you start adding all that stuff in there. And on top of that, it's going to take forever. It's going to take forever. There's a lot of people that are named in this because Jeremy's trying to show how these people have been coordinating and the things that they've been doing, and they continue to do. They've gone after his business. They've damaged and harmed his business. That's what he's trying to prove. That's a tough hill to climb. It doesn't happen overnight. God, I wish it would. I wish it would happen overnight and he could get everything that he needed and make sure that justice was brought. But those are not how lawsuits work. Has LLP refiled her bankruptcy case? No. It's been canceled. I mean, it's done. It's done. That money's gone. Is she going to refile it? Probably about. I would suspect that she'll probably try to refile about the time that a report needs to be made. I suspect that that's their play, because that's the way that these fools run. Of course, the problem is whenever they try to do that, it's going to be scrutinized heavy by the court. And most likely, they're going to kick that stuff out. Most likely that'll be kicked right back out. Because you have a harder threshold because you didn't complete what they asked you to do. Whether it be that you lied, you weren't completely honest, whatever it might be, they're not going to view it very well. Bankruptcy courts don't tolerate that kind of shit. They're like, this is the information we want. You're telling us that you've got no money to do anything with. All right. Now you've got to prove that you have no money to do anything with, because you're the one that wants us to forgive these loans. And then we're going to have a trustee dig into every single dollar. And I mean, from what I can tell is they've got 18,000 left that they're holding on to. Maybe. I mean, there's what? 100,000, 200,000, 150, 180,000 dollars unaccounted for. And Lynette's going to have to answer for every single one of those pennies. And what do you think she's going to do? Do you think she's going to sit there and go, yeah, I'll take the fall on that? No, because they're going to subpoena those fucking court records. And if that money isn't there, guess what? They're going to trace the money to every single place that it went to. They're going to be tracking where it went. They want to know every single dollar that was spent, how it was spent, why it was spent. And if it was illegally spent or unlawfully obtained, guess what? They get brought into it because now they have to answer for it. Why do you think they're so running scared over there? Because they've got the goods on them. They've got all that information. All the inside secrets are coming out. My guess is within the next 6 months, you're going to find out so much more about the shenanigans that's been played over there. And when it comes out, you're going to go, oh, it doesn't surprise me. Why? Because you've heard it here. You've heard it over on Tug and Megan. You heard it, Jeremy talk about it. You've heard, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Jay, him, Squid, every single person has talked about it. I would not be surprised whatsoever. People are saying, no, they've done some shady crap. Hopefully they do kick it out and then the Fed one will move on then, right? Well, and that's the big question. Will it move on? Because I mean, she's already been asked for discovery and she's like bailed on it. She hasn't answered any request for discovery. The judge has ordered it and she still hasn't responded to it. The responses they get was, okay, we're in bankruptcy court now, hoping that the judge forgets the shenanigans that they're playing. And see, that's the hill that Randy has to climb up and spend more time, more money, more injunctions against them whenever they win. Because here's the thing, and I say this in all due respect, you've got the fleas. You got the fleas, you got paint chip, you got vomit, you got lips, you got all these people that for whatever reason, they delay everything. Because if they actually had something, if they actually had proof of what they keep saying, which they keep saying, well, we've got proof. We got the laptops. We can burn Michelle in a heartbeat. Well, that's discovery. Those things need to be preserved. But guess what? All of a sudden, those will disappear. Well, we don't have anything. Well, this is the game that they're going to play. But then they've got their own words that says, no, we've got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got copies of text messages between us and Michelle. Okay, you smartasses. Well, there you go. Just keep throwing yourselves under the bus a few more times. She said she turned off all her discovery over to the police. You just can't make this crap up. Oh yeah, you can, Vicky. Trust me, you can totally make this crap up. This is not uncommon. This is the game that they play. And see, all that stuff gets turned in to the judge. All that information goes in. That's the thing. They're crying about it now. You understand in the background, the way that these people are acting is they are losing their absolute shit. Because he's got them dead to rights. They thought they could pull these schemes over everybody's eyes because they thought we're just messing with Jeremy now. Ha 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 ha. Well, okay. That was stupid. You have to remember, criminals are not smart. Criminals are not smart. How many times have criminals been caught? I think I covered this like last Monday or Wednesday, where the criminal got on the internet with their credit card. Maybe it was last Friday with Mo. Got on the internet, a mail carrier goes and creates some sort of like TikTok or something, some crap like that, and posts on there holding stacks of money, their vacations, their home, on a mail carrier's salary. I mean, mail carriers still make good money, but they don't make that kind of money. And then they were also noticing that stuff was missing on their route. Checks, credit cards. And then here they are flashing all this cash. criminals are the dumbest ones. Someday this will be a hell of a Netflix docu. Well, and see, that's the thing. I think that they would hope that you have to remember the anti what the hell's group hopes that this becomes some sort of Netflix documentary. I don't think it ever will be. I very much doubt that it will be. I really, really doubt that it will ever rise that level. Because here, and I say this because think about this. Really, really, really look at this and think about this. Go to go to your neighborhood gas station and ask them, you ever heard about what the hell's? They would probably just look at you and go, I have no idea who you're talking about. What is this? Well, do you know Jeremy Hales? You know who that is? They would probably shake their head. I have no idea who that is. Is that somebody I should know? And you could start explaining it to them, and they would start scratching their head and go, I have no idea what you're talking about. They would be completely unrelating to any of this stuff. If you told them about Lynette, they would be scratching their head going, what are you talking about? I mean, we know about it. And there's, attorneys out there and a few YouTubers, and there's people that know what's going on with it. Now, on the other hand, if you ask those same people, you know about Rittenhouse, you know about Johnny Depp, you know about Baldani or whatever his name is. The chances are they're going to know about that. Those are the kinds of things that make it those Netflix specials. This right here is a very small niche of people that understand what's going on with this, or is even able to keep up with it. Jeremy wants to editing control on the videos and posts, I guess, if you think. That would be funny. Just like the criminal who threw a rock through someone's window with a note that was written on an envelope that had his address on it. Yeah, no, this is the kind of crap that criminals do. They don't think these things through. Defund the United States Postal Service. Well, yeah, that's never going to happen. Ever. And I say that with all love. I had a relative that was a postmaster. So, this is the thing. As much as we like to, this is a big deal in the grand scheme of legal aspects. If you look at it as a whole, you're going to know who Karen Reed is. A lot of people would know of Karen Reed more than they would know about Jeremy Hales. Those are the kinds of things that make Netflix specials. Ruby Rose, Ruby Ridge, Waco. Those are the kinds of things that end up getting put in a Netflix special. The only way that this gets put in there, and I'm hoping it never goes to that point. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way. I hope it never gets to that point where it gets put in as a Netflix special. It's funny how you get sucked in when you start following it. Well, exactly, Mary. That's the thing. Once you start digging into it a little bit, it really does suck you in. And it doesn't matter what side you're on with that. You could be on either side of it. It's going to still suck you in. For anybody that's new out there that's looking and trying to figure out what's going on with this, I say, go back to the beginning. Go back to the very, 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 very beginning of this, whenever you had a protective order brought against Lynette Preston. Go back to the time of, what was it? $1 million on the grill for $1 million. See, I wasn't following Jeremy Hales. I had no idea who Jeremy Hales was. I think I probably watched some of the Coin Pushers stuff because it was like mindless stuff that would be going on in the background with YouTube. So I probably saw some of those. Like if you went back however many years ago that was, I might have. Megan has done some whiteboards, I think. Yeah. According to Jeremy Hales, Netflix has already contacted. I could see that. I could see that. But like I said, it's one of those that its chances of making it are low, and that could be someone lower on the totem pole, and maybe they'll make a story about it. I mean, as long as Brad Pitt plays me, we'll be good. No, it'll probably be like George Clooney or something like that. Yeah, we'll get George Clooney to do Yamaha. How's that? Get George Clooney for Yamaha's voice. $500,000 Time to Grow. That's right, $500,000 Time to Grow. Yeah, that's whenever they hit their 500,000. Thank you, K-Matt. And see, I wasn't paying too much attention to all of that stuff. And Brad Pitt would be Yamaha. No, you know, they would have someone like George Clooney in there, or some radio announcer. Because all you need to have is the voice. You know, that's it. Just you get the voice, you got Yamaha. Bad shit, crazy. Yeah, that would be the name of the Netflix special. Do it in like a 3-part series. Call it batshit crazy. Dang, I didn't mean to hide someone. Oh, Max, it's okay. It's okay. It happens. Sometimes those things get butt dialed. You've been watching, you've been watching Jeremy before he met George. And there's a lot of people that have been doing that. I mean, that's the beauty of what he's achieved, and then carried on and done business, ministry, the amount of funds that he's raised for everybody. I mean, it's like, here's the thing. He's like the rising tide. And, you know, if you just sit there with your boat to an anchor because you want to be stubborn, well, your ship doesn't rise, then it sinks. And it's not that the way that you gain benefit from it. And the fleas have noticed this too, is talk about it. Just talk about it. Whatever side you want to be on, you talk about it, and they start gaining subs. I mean, of course, once they started changing their narrative a little bit, then they started getting a little bit more traction. Whenever they started going on the attack of Jeremy is whenever they started getting more traction. Think about it. It wasn't whenever they were showing peen rocks. I mean, I could go back to before I met Jeremy. My channel had really good growth. I mean, hell, I hit 500 subs before I met Jeremy. I was already out there I was already monetized and just moving right along, meeting people, talking with people, getting to know my chat, getting to know everybody. And that's just a nice, easy introduction. I got burned a few times by other YouTubers. And, you know, just like, okay, well, that's the way that it goes. You're going to see that kind of crap happen. You know, you live and you learn and you grow in this space. I mean, anybody, and I say this truthfully, anybody can do YouTube. But sticking with it is a completely different story. Peter Dinklage as Shizzy, that'd be funny. Be like, he'd be standing on his chair yelling at you. Bingo. Kevin, maybe be able to take a $2 zip code per Netflix episode, or maybe not. I don't know. That would be interesting. Because the chat has always been what's been the most important part of all of this. Like the chat keeps us going. Chat makes it fun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you exactly what I promised, another letter.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
Oh my, oh my. An open letter to the flea circus and their fake mercy. The court of public opinion is called to order, and once again the same greasy lineup of half-wits and hangers-ons are standing in front of the bench trying to pass off their flea-bitten variety show as a legal commentary. You've got the flea hacking into her mic like a Marlboro that should be paying her as a brand ambassador. Paint Chip waddling in with his fat hands full of Bible quotes and empty promises. Legally lips still flapping about the conspiracies while conveniently forgetting she signed away her law license under the weight of her own misconduct. And a pair of bobble-headed sidekicks in Lisa Lee and Swamp Brother Robbie nodding and giggling like this open mic night at the world's saddest bar. Then, of course, their patron saint of pity, Ray Bone Crusher, suddenly rewrites as the holy martyr of Gainesville, the once true innocent dragged to by the slaughter by the big bad Hales. Ah, yes. Here's the pitch they're running. Paint Chip gets on his little podcast pulpit, declares that if Hales is a real Christian, he'll drop Ray from the lawsuit because Ray has a sick wife. He calls it mercy as if federal litigation is a Hallmark movie and defendants get swapped out like characters in a Christian special. That's not mercy, that's extortion. Do you like it? I knew I'd get you guys because I already did this one. See, I can get you guys' attention every single damn time, no matter what I do. I told you I'd get you. Told you I would get you, and I got you. Oh, I love messing with chat so much. That was too much fun. That was too much fun. No, I told you I was going to give you another song. Damn it! You know that's how I roll. I was hoping you guys would be not paying any attention. Sure enough, I was just like they hadn't noticed I'm reading the same damn one. Damn shizzy. Well, someone has to. Someone has to keep you guys awake at least a little bit. Oh my gosh. Let's do this. Let me get you this next song here. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed making it because it's really good. All right, let's do it. This will be number 3. Let's go. Cheerio.
Oh my God, this is a public service message. We're innocent. We're broke. We're saints in the trenches. I don't know money, I don't know a dime. You must be blind cause my record's fine. But the phone keeps ringing, collectors don't sleep. Misquote a gospel, promises cheap. I'm helping drug addicts, that's my ministry. But the sermon reeks of hypocrisy. Sober halo stacked on a mountain of lies. Rehab queen with them bloodshot eyes. No cash, no plan. You can kiss my ass, still screaming innocent every time you ask. No shame, no name, just blame and run. Preach a broke-ass gospel of grifting, hun. Everybody's going to jail, you'll see. Years keep passing, still just me. No chains, no bars, just the same old thread. A prophecy broke in the moment it said, I'm a good mother, don't you dare doubt. But the shield cracks quick when the truth leaks out. Pointing at shadows, fighting thin air, swearing on ghosts that were never there. No cash, no plan, but I'm clean, I swear. Ask me again and I don't even care. No shame, no game, the blame weighs a ton. Singing broke-ass gospel of grifting, huh? I don't do drugs, I'm clean, I'm right. But the mask falls off when you cut on the light. I don't owe nobody, my slate's brand new. But the numbers bleed red and the debt stack through. Every excuse, same script, same plea. Confession disguised as a victory. Marching in circles, talking in tongues. Claiming the battle when the war's been won. No cash, no plan. Yeah, I said kiss my ass. I'm forever innocent, tattooed on the past. No shame, no pride, just lies on the run. It's a broke-ass gospel of grifting, huh? I don't owe money, I don't owe a dime. I'm holy, I'm righteous, I'm doing just fine. Don't check my books, don't question my deeds.
believe in the broke-ass gospel of overdraft sheets. Every story's just a hand-me-down tale, built out of pity and bound to fail. Enemies everywhere, daggers in the dark, but it's smoke on mirrors, no bite, no bark. Cries of betrayal, conspiracy stacked, but it's all one hustle on a one-way track. Every word's just a product, every tear's just a sale, another busted sermon in a broke-ass tale. No cash, no plan, you can kiss it twice. Still the innocent queen of my own advice. No shame, no claim, just blame everyone. Got a broke-ass gospel of grifting, hun. No cash, no plan, you can kiss my ass. I said I'm innocent, now don't ask me that. Gospel is the only one.
Oh yeah, I was saying that's my favorite. Play something for David. He's yeah, muted boomer. I know. Play something for David. He's a veteran. Well, if that's the case, I got something for David. How's this? This is how I'm going to end the night. I want to play you a little bit of something, and in the middle of it, it's going to kick everybody over to MG. Show him some love whenever you get over there. And this is for you, David.
Broken lamp stuffed in a bag. Close up photos, posting them all. RV man holding keys, waiting on my call. The child needs structure, life in a rig, routine in a trailer, dreaming real big. Cooking in a hot plate, lesson plans on the seat. Court clerk nods along, but the case can't repeat. Panties in a tub, RV on delay. Blueprints in the trash, can't build in my way. Panties in a tub, judge don't play pretend. But I refile Friday, it's never the end. You don't know my pain, typed in caps lock rage. The clerk knows my story, I'm the star of this stage. You run the show, please, it's laughable noise.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern, while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Pop a nut, shizzy daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Pop a Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda, will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.